signed up before Halloween, go to FatJackSports.com. It's less than $80 a week to make money betting on sports. You can go through at least the Super Bowl or beyond and save even more. You get the Breeders' Cup for free. You get NBA for free through the end of the month when you sign up through October. Save money and win. Go to FatJackSports.com, FatJackSports.com.
Theo here. EDS is yes. You've heard me say that over and over. So I need you to keep this website in mind too. EDSIsYes.com. For the most trusted AC specialist here in Palm Beach County, EDSIsYes.com. For 24/7 support, EDS is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. There are so many reasons why EDS is yes when it comes to your air conditioning and plumbing. EDSIsYes.com. That's EDSIsYes.com.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. So glad to be with you here today on a Wednesday, October 16th, a beautiful Wednesday, might I add. The sun is shining, peeking out of the clouds. I mean, literally, I was just at the Benjamin School interviewing my guy, Eric Kresser, and mid-interview, we had an overcast, so it was all good. The lighting was beautiful, and then the sun starts peeking out of the cloud, heavenly shining on his face, but it screwed up the interview. We had to shift it. Gave him a little shadow on the face. I'm a perfectionist in my right. Check out that story later on ESPN West Palm Play. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. Sea-Cats on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. And the vibes are high out here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. We're coming off of the Great Chef's Tailgate last night. Thank you to all the fans that pulled up with us at Brick, the Boca Raton Innovation Campus. Thank you to the venue for holding it down. The Striker, the DJ, for spinning the one. He was on the ones and twos. Yeah, Striker was actually on the ones and twos last night in the building as we had about 400 folks in there. A lot of great breweries, restaurants, some good eats, some good drinks. And our guy, Colin Russo, did he call out sick today?
No, he was here.
He's here. Okay. Because our guy, Colin Russo, who you hear here on Russo and Rizzo, 4 to 6 p.m. Every day following Theoretically Speaking, he did the eat around the world. He ate and drank around the world. I think it was more than like 25 different eateries and vendors. And I believe he and intern MJO are cooking up a video to show you that.
Wow.
So I'm worried about his health by the end of the night, C-Cat.
Mm-hmm.
He looked a little pale, looked a little sweaty.
They say 2,000 calories is normal per day.
Yeah.
What do you think he hit there in the span of an hour?
He had to, because it's tailgate food.
Yeah.
Like one of the delicacies was a surf and turf hot dog, which was like a hot dog loaded with condiments that also had shrimp on it. Like that was just one. And the dude ate around the world. There was a Wagyu sandwich that had Texas toast, nice buttery Texas toast. And the Wagyu beef was it was amazing. There were so many different delicacies, crab cakes, all kind of things you would find at tailgates, except these are real restaurants making really good food. So you know that they seasoned it properly. They're all competing for award.
Yeah.
And he ate all. It had to go above like 10,000 calories.
Who were the judges last night? I wasn't able to attend because I was working here.
We had a bunch of celebrities. We had a bunch of judges that were food critics, so you might not know their names, but there was one, O.J. McDuffie, former Miami Dolphins first-round pick, wide receiver.
Out of Penn State?
Penn State Nittany Lion.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do you remember his days at Penn State at all?
I was not born yet.
Okay. So you only know that because of what? Because
Google.
of last night?
Google.
Because of Google.
Yes.
So you found out on Google, this guy's a Nittany Lion.
He played with Kijana Carter, so I knew that team. I just didn't really, connect the dots.
OJ, a great dude, man. He's at a lot of events out here in South Florida. It was good kicking it with him. And, and I emceed the event. And I wish I could judge it. My guy, Reggie LaRoche with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, he was one of the judges. He's also like an Instagram chef. It was that's my favorite Boca Raton Bowl lead-in event. We've been talking about it for the past few weeks. I do appreciate the fans that were able to pull up last night and kick it with us. Kevin in Boynton, I had a good conversation with him. He pulled up. It just was one of those things like I wouldn't trade that event for the world. But If I was an NFL team that was in contention right now, C-Cat, if I was an NFL squad that watched what happened yesterday as the Buffalo Bills went out and got their guy in Amari Cooper, and the New York Jets kicked things off by going out and getting Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers' soulmate. If I was one of those teams, either in the AFC or NFC, that has my eyes set on a Lombardi trophy this year, I would certainly make a trade before the trade deadline, November 5th. I would make a move to put myself in position to compete, because I can't think of a time in the NFL over the past 10, 15 years where we've had this many teams close to the top or teams in that elite group that do feel like they can walk away with a Super Bowl this year. The top is cluttered. It ain't lonely at the top this year. It is crowded with teams that are either one step away or properly positioned. Am I off base by saying that right now?
You know, I think you're being a little bit modest as a Chiefs fan. It does feel like there is only one true, proven, and continues to prove to be elite team in the NFL that you give the benefit of the doubt no matter what, and that is the Chiefs. But fighting for that second spot in either conference, and talk about second spot in the NFL in either conference, yeah, it's wide open.
This is the thing, though, C-Cat. I appreciate you buttering me up as a Chiefs fan. And you're right. If history tells us anything, it's that the Chiefs will – it's the AFC Championship game should be renamed the Mahomes Invitational. Like, that's what it's been for the past 6-7 years. Since Patrick Mahomes has become a starter in this league, he's been a guy that is when that clock ticks AFC Championship game, he's in it.
Hey, before last year, we would have said Arrowhead Invitational, but then the Chiefs went on the road and won at Baltimore to go to the Super Bowl. So you know what? You're right. It doesn't matter if they get home field advantage or not, and it looks like they probably are on track to do that this year. But yeah, pretty much they're going to be there.
They're going to be there. So you're right about that. But what I will say is this. Brett Veach, general manager of the Chiefs, that front office all together, and Andy Reid, because he has when you're that good, when you're that elite of a coach, and also he's in charge of the offense, he's going to be the main decision maker when it comes to if they're going to make an addition to help Patrick Mahomes out. If they're serious about trying to make history in the National Football League this year, if they're serious about trying to three-peat, the first team ever to three-peat in the Super, it's hard enough to win one. It is it feels impossible, especially in modern-day football, to win two. But the Chiefs did it last year, the first to do it since the Patriots in the early 2000s. If they're serious about stringing together 3 straight Lombardi trophies out there at Arrowhead Stadium, it is going to take a move at wide receiver, because you cannot keep going back to the well on number 15 is going to get us out of this hole. And the hole I'm speaking of is the vacancy in that wide receiver room. Last week, they got away with 10 catches, $150 almost from Juju Smith-Schuster. That ain't happening in 2024 on a consistent basis.
Not sustainable. No, he can be had. The AFC North made sure to remind him that when he was with the Steelers.
Yes. Well, AFC East?
That too.
Or when he was at the Steelers.
Yeah, when the Browns and the Bengals would all bully
Juju
Juju Smith-Schuster out of the division.
Once he became the number 1 out there in Pittsburgh, it got ugly. But see, he won a Super Bowl post that. So Juju exercised those demons in the Super Bowl run with the Chiefs. And I know Eagles fans and Philly fans and people out there hate to know this, but yes, he routed up James Bradberry. And if Bradberry didn't hold him, then that's a touchdown pass. So you can get mad at the refs for calling that hold in that spot that the Chiefs won the Super Bowl on. But then it's like, okay, you have to give credit to Juju for putting the defensive back out of position in a way that he had to circumvent the rules to get back into play. So Juju exercised those demons by becoming a Super Bowl champion. But to me, it's more so when he went to the New England Patriots and failed. When they brought him in as a number 1 for, I believe, Mac Jones at the time, and he did not replicate what he was able to do with Patrick Mahomes, that's when he lost his Juju. But he's back now with the Chiefs, and it works. Like, Andy Reid likes going out and getting receivers that have played in his system before. That's one of his – I would say that's almost like one of his crutches. He doesn't like to lean heavily on rookie wide receivers early on, and he favors people that know his system well over going out and swinging big for a big target. Like, as great as he is, that's part of the reason why what I'm about to say is likely not going to happen. But if it does happen, it would fortify my belief in the Chiefs actually being a team that can see themselves holding up the Lombardi Trophy at the end of the year. Today's question is, which team, coming off of Devontae Adams to the Jets, Amari Cooper to the Bills, by the way, also Cam Akers, sneaky trade, Cam Akers, Texans to the Vikings. could be beneficial for them down the line. Coming off of teams making trades that are contenders in the NFL, which NFL team most needs one trade that will put them over the top and make them a Super Bowl contender? And for me, the Kansas City Chiefs have to give whatever it's going to take to go down there to Nashville, knock on that door. Maybe you bring your boombox, play a little country music, play to the crowd there at Tennessee, and say we need DeAndre Hopkins in a Chiefs uniform this year.
You think he still got it? You think D Hop can still be a number one option for the Chiefs? Because that's what you're trading for, right? You're not looking for second fiddle to Juju Smith-Schuster, second fiddle to Xavier Worthy. Travis Kelce right now does not look like a number one target, if you would. You're looking for a number one. You think DeAndre Hopkins still has it in him to be the number one receiver of a contender?
Yes. DeAndre Hopkins has it in him, and the reason why we haven't seen it out of him has more so been about quarterback play. Now, I don't think that's a Hopkins issue in Tennessee as much as it is a quarterback issue. Remember when Will Levis started off his campaign, his very first game with the Titans, and he was slinging the ball down the field and trusting Hopkins and going to him heavy? Didn't he have like 3 touchdowns that game? I think DeAndre Hopkins himself had 3 touchdowns in the Will Levis debut, and they were all 3 of the touchdowns that Will Levis threw. This year, the Titans' offense has been a bit of a shell of itself. The strength has been the running game, and DeAndre Hopkins has failed to get over 7 targets in any of the first 6 games or 6 weeks. I believe they've only played 5 games. They had a bye week. They're 1-4 right now. Hopkins should be made available by the Titans if the offer is high enough. The problem with the Hopkins trade right now is the Titans are still trying to develop their young quarterback. Like when they put Will Levis out there, they want to keep Calvin Ridley and Tyler Boyd. There's a reason why they went out there and surrounded him with wide receivers, because they want to know what they have in Will Levis, because there was a risk drafting him. There's a reason why he slid in the draft coming out of Kentucky. But also, you don't want to trot him out there with like what the Panthers were giving Bryce Young, and then you really don't know if it's your fault or his fault. So I think they want to keep DeAndre Hopkins, so I do believe the Chiefs might have to overpay for him. And that is why I say, if you're serious about winning a championship, there's a lot of rumors out there right now that the Chiefs are just going to go out there and re-pick up Marquez Valdes-Scantling, MVS. Which, again, if you guys don't remember who that is, he's the guy number 11 who he was with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Then he was with the Chiefs, and he dropped a bunch of balls. I'm not sure how much of a deep cut MVS is these days.
No, I was going to say, well, the Chiefs better scoop him up before the Jets do, because that would make sense for New York to just recreate a kind of middle-of-the-road minus Devontae Adams Packers receiving core.
If the Jets go out and get Marquez Valdes-Scantling, because they're going to probably get rid of Mike Williams, right? Like, he's done.
I mean, he got the death blow from Aaron Rodgers and the damning words for sure.
And Aaron Rodgers right now is like either like the spoiled wife or the baby child to the Jets. Like, he gets whatever he wants, whatever he asks for, whatever he yearns for, whatever he hints towards, he gets what he wants. They fold at every single need for Aaron Rodgers. And again, I ask, since when did Aaron Rodgers become the LeBron James of the NFL? Since when did Aaron Rodgers deserve to have the keys to a franchise? Since when should you rely so heavily on a guy who has clearly not shown us that he deserves to have that, hasn't won a Super Bowl since, what was that, like 2011?
I believe his last Super Bowl came earlier than Eli Manning's last Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It was the year before that one.
You know how many dudes got rings since Aaron Rodgers has? He has one. I think he's third all time for playoff losses. Like, I'm not doubting him as a person that is prolific at throwing the football, but come playoff time, year after year since he won that Super Bowl, he's not shown himself to be the kind of guy where I would say this right here is going to lead us to the promised land. Bet the house on this guy right here. Number 8, Aaron Rodgers. Like, discount, double check, all of that nonsense. I mean, if we're throwing Hail Marys, then yes, sign me up. But to win a Super Bowl, that is the most confusing part of all of this saga in New York, and I guess it makes sense because it's the Jets. Is they're hanging their hat and the future of whatever they have going on right now all on a dude who not only is volatile, not only rubs a lot of his teammates the wrong way, but also doesn't make up for it with play on the field.
Yeah, if he was an instant, the LeBron James effect that you see with the Lakers and with the NBA where, okay, you get this one guy on your team and you automatically shoot up the odds ranks in terms of favorites to win a championship. Aaron Rodgers has not done that for his team.
No. In fact, the Packers got rid of him and got better. The Packers got rid of Aaron Rodgers and immediately got better with a first-year starter. Same coach, same wide receiver room, same defense. They got better. They won a playoff game in Dallas. Remember, Aaron Rodgers' last year in Green Bay, it was the failure against the Lions in the last week, which propelled them into now a contender in the NFC. It's the Jets. I mean, it ain't no sweat off my back. It ain't my team. It ain't my franchise. I might have picked them to win the AFC East this year because I finally drunk the Kool-Aid, but now I'm drunk. And I realize it. And I got to back off all the Jets stuff. I think, again, when I look at Bengals and Jets, who can make that last wild card spot in the AFC, I still bank on the Jets to be able to do so because I'm that out on the Bengals. But banking on Aaron Rodgers to be a guy that gets you a Lombardi just by bending to his every need, not the route to success that I would assume you would want to have. What is the one team? What's the one trade in the NFL that can turn a team from on the precipice to a contender? Which team in the NFL is one trade away from a Super Bowl? Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. To me, it's got to be the Kansas City Chiefs going out and getting DeAndre Hopkins. Him specifically, not Deontay Johnson, who is likely going to be most readily available. Not him, because he's a guy that hasn't proven himself to be a guy that can win down the field more. He's an underneath guy. Look at his depth of target. He's averaging like 10 yards per catch. Good red zone threat. Not enough, though. You need a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. I wish the Chiefs would have went out and got Amari Cooper. Stop wasting years of Patrick Mahomes. Stop wasting one of the best talents, if not the best talent we've ever seen at the quarterback position, by just saying, oh, he'll figure it out. By the way, the Bills realized that Josh Allen couldn't figure it out without a number one. Nobody wants to talk about that. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. That's the number to call in to Theoretically Speaking. Which team is one trade away? What's the one piece that a contender on the precipice can trade for before the November 5th trade deadline in the NFL, and they will instantly be a team that you say, hey, that Lombardi's theirs. Super Bowl in New Orleans. They'll be there and they'll win it. Again, hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County all the way through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Which team is one trade away from a Super Bowl? The Jets felt like they were. They got Devontae Adams. The Bills felt like they were. They got Amari Cooper. I'm sure there's one on your mind. 888-760-3776. We have Devontae in Atlanta. Devontae's in Atlanta. He's a Falcons fan. First off, Devontae, how you doing on this hump day, on this Wednesday, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing absolutely solid. Had a riveting event last night, so I'm feeling good, feeling the waves of the fans that pulled up and kicked it with us. You believe in Kirk Cousins. You believe in that Falcons offense. Are you going to give me a Falcons trade right now?
Yes, I would say that. I think if the Falcons could go get a defensive end, maybe like Max Crosby or somebody, which maybe unrealistic, but someone like Myles Garrett, if we all in, let's go in then. We got everything we need. If we want to actual chance at the Super Bowl, we need to get more pressure.
So Matthew Judon wasn't enough.
Huh?
Matthew Judon not enough already, man? That was the big deal. Remember Justin Simmons, Matthew Judon? It's lit.
Yeah, no. We look good.
Hey, whoa. Sorry about that. We're gonna have to check back in on him to make sure he's good. That's the second time I think Devontae's crashed out on our airwaves here on Theoretic. Devontae, are you okay? Okay, let's get him out of there. His phone crashed out. Last time we realized it was not an accident he got into. So we're going to fingers crossed that it didn't again. What did it sound like to you right there?
It kind of sounds like all of a sudden he threw his phone out the window and it skid on 95. That's what that sounds like to me. Whenever Devontae from Atlanta's phone crashes out in the middle of the phone call while he's on the air, that's what it sounds like to me.
It does. Almost like it's tumbling down the road and he's trying to chase it after he parked the car. Yeah, like the other cars are running the phone over. Like, what the hell happened right there?
You want the Chiefs to trade for a receiver, and specifically you want DeAndre Hopkins. I saw a great comment on our YouTube channel brought to you by Prize Picks. Use code THEOD. Get a free $50 on Prize Picks. Cade Chumsland, of course, ESPN West Palm reporter, he said that I would rather overpay for T. Higgins than DeAndre Hopkins.
I don't like his vibe.
What?
I don't like his vibe. I don't like T. Higgins' vibe. I also don't think what the Bengals would charge us, right? And I'm saying us like I'm part of the Chiefs. But you know what? Birthrights, baby. Born in Kansas. What the Bengals would charge the Chiefs to trade them a number one receiver, like in T. Higgins, like a team that they think they're competing with, which, again, they won't be making the playoffs, so they're not. But they think they're – like, there's no way T. Higgins – what it costs to take T. Higgins, and also whoever the Chiefs get, it needs to be a one-year rental. You can't afford to pay a number one receiver. That's how they got in this whole fiasco in the first place. That's why Tyreek Hill is a Dolphin. So whoever it is, it needs to be a veteran, a one-year rental. T. Higgins is not a good fit for Kansas City.
And do you think that if the Chiefs do not make one of these moves that you think they need to give Patrick Mahomes an extra weapon, what changes it for the Chiefs? Because right now, if I were to guess, we're going to talk about this later on in the show, I'm going to read your mind here, and you still right now think the Chiefs will three-peat. What changes with their offense and what changes your expectations if they do actually add someone to the receiver core?
If they add somebody to the receiver core, I'll feel more confident in it. So you're asking me what if they stand pat, how do I feel about the Chiefs?
Yeah.
If they stand pat, here's the thing, like the margin for error, when you're trying to win a Super Bowl or a championship in any sport, it's all about margin for error, right? You have to save for injury. You have to save for the luck of the draw, the bounce of the ball, a fumble, an interception, something untimely happening. So the margin for error for the Chiefs immediately will shrink by so much that I think it will be anybody's ball game, right? Like
one muff punt, all of a sudden the Chiefs lose a possession and free 7 points somebody else. That could be the deciding factor.
Because we know what Juju Smith-Schuster is. And again, for those that don't realize how dire the Chiefs situation is, everybody remembers the Rashee Rice loss because that happened publicly in our face, right? Like Patrick Mahomes, after throwing an interception against the Chargers, dove at legs trying to get a tackle and ends up hitting Rashee Rice in the knee, taking him out for the season. He's done. Rashee Rice, who was a star not just in fantasy football, but the number one option for Patrick Mahomes, not just this year, but last year in the Super Bowl, he's done for the year. Also, the veteran rental receiver that they went out and got this offseason, Hollywood Brown. He didn't even play a snap this year. He's out for the year. Like the Chiefs did not plan on coming into this season down those are supposed to be the two top receivers. Xavier Worthy, the rookie they got in the first round, was supposed to be number 3 for them. So if they are without their top 2 expected weapons this year, then no, I don't expect them to three-peat. I just don't expect them to be a favorite to do so. If they would do so, it would be a miracle at that point.
Especially with this version of Travis Kelce.
Yeah, he's a shell of himself.
If this was the prime or even later end of prime, maybe 2 years ago, Travis Kelce, I still think that they would be the favorites with him as the number one target. Not number one receiver, of course, but at tight end, if he was the one getting the most targets on the field, I still think it would give the edge. But I think you're right. Kelce's a shell of himself, as you mentioned. The only reason he's getting targets is by default with the injuries to the receiver core. It looks hairy, but then in the AFC, it's kind of dangerous, no?
It's dangerous. It's very dangerous right now. And what I will say about the Kelce targets, because that's been part of it, right? Like, part of it is he's getting those targets now because there's a lack of receiving weapons. The other part of it is they're having to lean on Kelce earlier than they want to. So Kelce's not all the way washed. Because part of, like, when people talk, like, when you talk to older athletes, guys on their way out, like the LeBrons of the world or whatever, the Vince Carters of the world, they still got it. But they can't do it week after week, night after night. So Kelce can pop for a game or two here, but it's the exertion that it takes for him to do that well, to play that well, that's going to kill him off for the weeks to last. So, like, the fact that the Chiefs are having to lean that heavily on Travis Kelce now means that they're doing it earlier than they would like to, which, again, is detrimental to them trying to make a Super Bowl run. So that's why I'm like, you have to go get a target. And what I fear, C-Cat, is going to happen, they're going to roll MVS back out there, Marquez Valdes-Scantling again, and they're going to just say, hey, make the magic happen. Patrick Mahomes, we don't have a proper nickname for you because I don't think we can keep doing the magic thing. I had some stored up, but one of these days we're going to roll out my my Rolodex of nicknames that we're going to try out for Patrick Mahomes. But whatever it is, they're going to just try to lean on his magic again. That's what I fear is going to happen. And to me, not just as a Chiefs fan, but like I feel like all of the football world is getting robbed of prime Patrick Mahomes seasons because the Chiefs are failing to surround him with the kind of talent that can be more tantalizing to watch.
Yeah, seriously, we could be seeing Patrick Mahomes win back-to-back Super Bowls. No, we are doing that already.
It's not been fun. It's not been as fun.
Shut up.
It's not been as fun to watch on a Sunday-to-Sunday basis.
Full of garbage. I can't believe you have the actual just cojones to talk on the air right now to all of these poor,
my fault you chose those teams.
Impoverished NFL fans that are thinking, you know what? I think we can make a run. We can make the playoffs this year.
That's cute.
You're talking to Dolphins fans who are waiting for their first playoff wins in 24 years. And you're saying, you know what, these past 2 years, as a Chiefs fan, it could have been so much better. Shut up.
I'm not talking, when I say that, though, I'm not talking as a Chiefs fan. I'm more so talking as a fan of the game of football. Like watching they have the most tantalizing weapon at the most important position in all of team sports. It would be nice to see him with a toy that would be fun to play with.
We got that early in his career. We got the Tyreek. We got the Mahomes.
But why would you want more of it? You don't want more? I'm greedy. I want it all.
You know, it's difficult to keep two stars like that together because of a salary cap league.
Go get DeAndre Hopkins. You should have went and got Amari Cooper. And if the Chiefs stand pat, if they roll back out Marquez Valdez-Scantling, then it'll be their fault that the Chiefs move on without that third straight Super Bowl. When are you ever going to have another chance to do something like that? That's history. They'll never win 2 in a row again.
This is just shameless. This is like an evil. This is awful.
Yeah. I don't give a damn.
I feel bad for the audience right now.
Audience, I love you. But it's the truth. You know it, too. You would like to see Patrick Mahomes have some better tools to play with as well. 888-760-3776. Which team is one trade away from a Super Bowl? We'll get C-Cats on the other side. We'll also get Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. You hear him on Unsportsmanlike 6 to 10 a.m. weekdays here on ESPN 106.3 with Michelle Smallman and Chris Canty. He pulls up on the other side. I got a few things to throw at him. I mean, there's a couple of things burning on my mind, including something that we saw happen with the Miami Heat in the latest NBA rank. Passing of the torch? Interesting. Speaking of passing, hey there, race fans. Yeah? You see that? Because you pass in NASCAR, C-Cat. You do that.
Yeah.
Did you know that? They pass each other with their cars. It's the only way to get past another car.
If you're good.
Right.
If you're bad, you get past.
If you're bad, you get past. But if you're good, you pass somebody. And I want race fans to lock in right now because you need to get ready for the ultimate NASCAR weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway. The Craftsman Truck Series playoffs and NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs doubleheader are races you're not going to want to miss. We got tickets for you to claim, and they're right here at ESPN West Palm. All you got to do is listen to the show and follow along on social media at ESPN West Palm. And pay attention for when we're giving those live ticket giveaways with our NASCAR or the movie Cars trivia game. It's easy. Does the quote come from NASCAR driver or from a car from the movie? They're all cars, right? Yeah.
What name of the car in the movie Cars?
Mater. Okay. Lightning McQueen. You thought I didn't watch that? That was one of my favorite movies.
I don't know. You kind of sat there pondering and you forgot the words to say in that one. We are going to give away tickets tomorrow, by the way.
We're giving away tickets tomorrow then. There goes your first clue. I'm trying to think of other names. It's been a while. Doc. Doc is the coach. Who's the young dude, the young buck that passed up Lightning McQueen? Passed him.
He did pass him.
Yeah, I forget his name. Squirt. Let's call him Squirt. If you would like to purchase tickets, go to HomesteadMiamiSpeedway.com. HomesteadMiamiSpeedway.com. Yeah, Squirt. Squirt passed up Lightning McQueen the same way some team might pass up the Chiefs if they don't go out and get a number one receiver. We're going to bring in Evan Cohen. He's going to give his thoughts on that on the other side. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Welcome to Homestead Miami, your home for the racing high life. A track as vibrant and colorful as South Florida. An Xfinity and Craftsman Truck Series playoffs doubleheader on Saturday. A Cup Series playoffs showdown on Sunday. And it's all caliente.
Side by side for the race lead.
NASCAR playoffs weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway, October 26th and 27th. Get your tickets now at HomesteadMiamiSpeedway.com.
Hell of a job, guys.
Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to making a difference in the lives of the customers they serve in the South Florida community. See how at pnc.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
Colin Russo here with ESPN West Palm. It's the home of live play-by-play sports. Catch all Miami Hurricane games, catch all Miami Dolphin games right here on ESPN 106.3. Presented by Hard Rock Bet, Florida's official sports book. For the first time ever in Florida, bet on the Dolphins and Hurricanes all season long. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
When it comes to choosing a health plan, you can trust the members who have experienced it firsthand. Humana is proud to offer a Medicare Advantage plan in Florida that earned 5 out of 5 stars. 5 stars is the highest rating possible. It's based on real members' experiences, and it's decided by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Our Humana Gold Plus HMO earned 5 out of 5 stars. That means a few things. It means members get outstanding customer service. It means we connect them with excellent preventive care and chronic condition support. Most of all, it means you have a trustworthy option for a Medicare Advantage plan. Explore our 5-star Humana Gold Plus HMO at Humana5star.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Every year, Medicare evaluates plans based on a 5-star rating system. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
It's the Good Greek Spiro. For the best move ever, go to goodgreek.com.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Doing right by a player that you care deeply about, and you want to be a first-class organization. And then on the other side of it, it's like what are our options, and what can we do to get better? The chances of changes are very high. Like no one's. That's just the reality of it, right?
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
The voice you heard right there was Mike Tannenbaum, former GM of the Jets, former vice president of football operations for the Miami Dolphins, and seemingly the way he keeps on cussing on our airwaves, former guest here on ESPN 106.3. What am I supposed to do with that, Mike T? You're on ESPN wall to wall all the time, delivering takes clean. And then he hops on here with us and he's a potty mouth man.
We just let him let his hair down. I guess we give off that vibe. But hey, relax, Mike T. Just hang out like the boys.
Come on. I guess so. You know who would never let their hair down with us?
Who's that?
The man that's jumping in with us right now, Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. You hear him 6 to 10 a.m. with Chris Canty, the Super Bowl champion, and Michelle Smallman, the newly found Packers fan. Evan, How the hell did you stick us with a dude that's going to get us fined by the FCC every time we have him on? You're the connection with Mike T, right?
I can't believe it. That mother – no. Let's go a couple of things on this, all right? So I heard this, and then I heard about this one, and I got the first one sent to me, okay? So, by the way, just let's point out, that was not once but twice on the ESPN West Palm Airways. Correct?
2 different interviews, yeah, 2 different shows.
Right. So I get the audio. I said to Mike in person when I saw him, I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Why are you cursing on the air?" He goes, "I have no idea what you're talking about." I go, "What?" And so then the audio was sent to me. And then I walked back, and on the next break, I was like, "Mike, listen to this." And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Theo Seacat, he literally looked at me and said, "I had no idea I did that." Wow. Then yesterday, he texted me. He goes, "I did it again. I can't believe it." Was it yesterday or the day before? Yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was yesterday. I think it was. Yeah, because Mike T's on Tuesdays. Yeah. So, yeah, he did it again yesterday with me.
He did it again yesterday. He texted me after. Here's the question. We all have to be aware of this. Is he doing this as a bit now? Because there are a lot of bits that are funny. This one is dangerous. You guys are right. Like, we can get in trouble for this stuff.
I don't know. I feel like you're playing along in the bit, Evan. I think you have sent Mike T as a sleeper agent to keep me on my toes because we got a dump button here. Sometimes you can get relaxed. You know, you have a guest on, you have weekly, forget where the dump button is or whatnot. But no, someone I'm very comfortable with, Mike Tannenbaum, you sent him to keep me on my toes. Is that true?
That's I love the accusation. You know what? I guess we'll never know. Okay, so interesting accusation. I'm now going to bring in multiple other things here. I made a phone call yesterday to a friend of ours at ESPN Cleveland, Aaron Goldhammer, and I said, "Have you heard about this Mike Tannenbaum thing?" And he's like, "No, what?" Like, he's cursing all the time on ESPN West Palm, and Aaron knows Mike as well. And he goes, "I would have bet it would have been more likely that Mike never said a curse off the air, versus him saying a curse on the air, right?" I saw Christopher Mad Dog Russo today, First Take. I said, "You hear about Tannenbaum?" And he goes, "No, because he's cursing on the air." He goes, "On the air? Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, he's cursing." Like, what is it? And then so this is probably too old for you guys. Now I'm calling him Mike Dice Clay. So Andrew Dice Clay, one of the dirtiest comedians back in the day. Like, I think now, like, we need to lean into this. I don't know if he thinks he's Luke Campbell, 2 Live Crew. I don't know what's going on with this guy. But is it like, Theo, if I said to you, name 5 people that are ESPN famous that you would say have never cursed, isn't Mike T on that list?
He's on the list. He's on the list for sure. I probably would go Greeny for some reason. I feel like he's right up there with him. You would probably make that list.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not a big cursor. No, I'm not.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The reason that I don't curse is because of what Tannenbaum does.
Right.
Because I'm like, you know what? If you're going to be real, like, I know you guys, and actually, when I say I know you guys, Christian's the weirdest person I've ever met in my life. Yeah. I don't know. I actually know Christian.
You know weirdos. That works.
Like, I think I know you, right? Like, I think I know you well enough. Like, the whole point of being yourself on the air is taking what's off the air and bringing it on the air. So if you're dirty constantly and curse my crazy off the air and you're like, "Oh, I'm going to be myself on the air," you're going to slip.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't curse off the air that much, so I don't have to curse on the air. Okay, so it's wait, you said Greeny, me, who else is on the ESPN? I believe they'd never cursed with.
Right. That's
Tim Kirchin.
Now we're just picking white guys.
Did you hear the story? Wait a minute. Did you hear the story that Kirchin told last night?
We got it right in front of us right now, actually, talking about the bathroom.
You got to play that, CK.
Let's play it right now.
I just went to the bathroom. Nelson Cruz was in there. Just after a home run from Judge, we've got Stan at the plate.
The 0-1 is beaten into the ground. Is there a rest of that story? Or?
I was just trying to make a point. There's power everywhere. We just saw a homer from Judge. Got 450 homers in the bathroom.
What the heck is that, Evan? Do you know Kirchin personally?
I mean, I've interviewed him. I don't know him. Carl Ravitch handled that beautifully. That was during the Yankees Guardians broadcast on ESPN Radio. He stopped the story. It's just like the weird, like, can you imagine that? We're just sitting there. We'll use Mike T as our example, right? Palm Beach County resident. If I said, yo, Theo, I saw Mike Tannenbaum in the bathroom. But then I just stopped.
What next?
What's the right way? Was that going somewhere in the middle of an at-bat? That's what. Hey, I just saw Nelson Cruz, who was a great player back in the day, in the bathroom. Okay, and then what?
What I'm hoping is he didn't stop the story. I'm hoping the story ended there. Because if he saw Nelson Cruz in the bathroom, that should have been all that happened. So I'm going to rely on Tim Kirkchin being a proper journalist and also a man of ethics, and I'm going to hope he didn't spark up a conversation with Nelson Cruz in the bathroom.
Yeah, so now, but is Kirkchin still on your no-curse list based on that story, that odd story that he told?
I think he's even more so on my no-curse list. The fact that he would pop up and tell us about seeing Nelson Cruz in the bathroom, I think he's off my no-curse list. He's on it. He's on. I'm trying to think of who else though. Like you know what? Dominique Foxworth. Am I off base?
He's so cool.
Right?
He's so cool.
He feels like a guy that doesn't need to curse to get his point across. Right? Like I don't know. That would be my only other one I could think of.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Mike Tannenbaum not good enough to get his point across without cursing.
Apparently. Absolutely. Yeah. That's what we've learned here on ESPN 106.3 over the past couple of days. Evan Cohen here joining us from Unsportsmanlike. I promise it won't be all bathroom and Mike T cursing talk here as we cruise on a Wednesday. What I do want to ask you about, Evan, is did you see the latest NBA rank that was released on ESPN.com?
I saw Wemby was 11.
Yeah.
I was looking for some of the Heat guys.
That's what I want to talk about.
I didn't see many of them.
That's what I want to talk about. So I believe there's a passing of the torch, and you and I are two of the bigger, let's say, I was going to say pallbearers, but what do you call it when you hold the torch for something? I'm sorry.
Flag bearers.
Flag bearers.
Kind of bearer.
That would mean the Heat are dead. We better not be the Heat pallbearers.
We are not the Heat pallbearers, though we would be if they want us to be, right? We would step in. But we are not the Heat pallbearers. We are the flag bearers for the Heat, two of the bigger ones through the ESPN West Palm connections. Thank you. But I believe there's a passing of the torch. I looked at the NBA rank. Bam Adebayo, number 18 via NBA rank. Jimmy Butler, number 28. Do you feel that right now? Like, I know it would help the Heat if Bam does pass him in importance, pass him in like play and performance this year. If he takes that next step, he's added the outside shot. But like, are you anticipating Bam Adebayo being the Heat's best player this year?
This is a hard one. So let me try to say it this way, Theo, and I'm going to answer the question. I don't think the Heat can get to the NBA Finals with Bam as their best player. I don't think they can win a championship unless Bam is competing to be their best player, though. I think Jimmy has to be the best player in order for them to get that far as we want them to get. But if we can sit here, and the question you just asked can be asked in November, December, January, February, March, April, May, and June, we're in good shape as fans. Because if we're not sure who the best player is, that's a huge step for Bam. If coaches all across the league were given the opportunity, you could choose one, Jimmy or Bam, every one of them would choose Bam. That doesn't mean he's the best player on the team. I think that Jimmy, because of the quirkiness, because of the weird nature of his life and his career, and I think he's wonderful. But he's just, I think it's safe to say he's a little different, right?
Yeah.
I think he gets, to your point, I think it feels like the passing of the torch because we're assuming he can't do it anymore. See, I'm this year assuming the exact opposite. I think Jimmy and the Heat are going to have an insanely good regular season, which could lead to postseason disappointment. I understand why ESPN Rank would have Bam ahead of him, but let me ask you a question. I'm going to throw this back at you, Theo. If I told you the Heat won a championship this year, who's their best player? Who's winning Finals MVP
Jimmy
if
Butler.
they won a championship?
Jimmy Butler. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? Roster as is. I'm not saying to go out and get Kevin Durant, and we're going to have a different conversation. But roster as is, you can't even get to your place of visualizing Bam as the best player on a championship team, correct?
Yeah. Unless Tyler Hero do buzz cut Tyler Hero. New been reading books, new mentality. Tyler Hero steps up and is the best player. Who knows? Time will tell. The Heat, you mentioned.
Well, that means you just put Bam at best third in that scenario.
I know, yeah, right. Which would, again, that'll be a great problem to have if you're Eric Spoelstra.
Right, and you're not saying Tyler's better than Bam. We're playing out the Finals MVP, big moment, scoring. You're still not ready to say that about Bam, and I get it. I'm with you.
It's hard to see him as a guy that's averaging like 28 a game, 27 a game. You mentioned the Heat potentially making a trade, trying to bring in a guy like Kevin Durant. I don't necessarily see that happening, but in the NFL now, the trade deadline is November 5th. We saw two contenders that competed on Monday Night Football both go out and get number one receivers, the Jets with Devontae Adams, the Bills with Amari Cooper. Evan, which NFL team do you feel like sitting right here today in the midst of between the weeks, heading into week 7, is one trade away from a Super Bowl right now? They need to make one move, one transaction, and you feel like they'll have the Lombardi locked up.
Winning it?
Yeah, one trade.
Are we taking out your team in Kansas City? Because that seems like an easy answer, right?
I said the Chiefs going out and getting DeAndre Hopkins would make me feel like they're a lock to win the Super Bowl. Is there another team out there, or maybe another player you think the Chiefs should go and get that would solidify it, or do you just agree with me because I'm a genius?
I'm sorry, what was that last one? I may have to pull a Tannenbaum here. So I think the Chiefs could go out and acquire you, and I'd feel like they were the leaders in the clubhouse to win a Lombardi.
That's right.
So I'm going to give you a team, and you're going to shake your head and be like, are you freaking kidding me? Until proven otherwise, what if San Francisco makes a big move and gets somebody?
Like Hassan Reddick?
What if? Okay, I like that one. Hassan Reddick.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Max Crosby guy, but let's say Max Crosby.
Oh my goodness.
I just think that Brock Purdy is awesome. I think he's doing it without as much help as people realize right now. And I wonder when everybody gets back and they make the inevitable, which is that midseason acquisition. Remember, they did it with former number 2 overall pick Chase Young, defender, last year. They did it with Christian McCaffrey a few years ago. They're going to do it with someone again. And if that player is of significance, I'm going to go back to the team that I've seen win the NFC multiple times the last 5-6 years. I'm going to go back to the team that I've seen with a fourth quarter lead, right, over the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, not once, but twice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back with that team. I think the Lions are certainly an interesting one to put in there. The Ravens, the Bills, etc. The Chiefs are the obvious, but I'm going to give you the Niners as my team that maybe could be one trade away.
And I do want to say one thing. I'm curious your take on this because I missed it on Unsportsman. Which team do you think actually got better there? Because you were higher on the Bills when they got rid of Diggs. You thought Josh Allen could do it without the number one receiver. The Bills think otherwise, going out and getting Amari Cooper. What's your how do you consume that news? What do you think about the Bills going forward now?
Theo, it's a great point. It's a great point. Because that is exactly what I said. So I said the Bills, after Monday Night Football, when they beat the Jets, we come in on Tuesday, and everyone's like, oh, they clearly need receiver help. And I said, yeah, but they need a Larry Fitzgerald type. And then the initial reaction was, oh, well, yeah, who doesn't? And I said, no, hold on. They need someone who plays like a number one receiver but doesn't act like a number one receiver. I don't believe Amari Cooper acts like a number one receiver. I don't know if he plays like one, but I sure as hell know he doesn't act like one, and I actually think that's what Josh Allen needs. My litmus test, play this out, you two. 2 catches, 18 yards in a 17-10 win. If Devontae Adams has 2 catches, 18 yards in a 17-10 win, is he happy after the game?
No, he's shoving a reporter on the sideline. That's what happens.
Okay.
Absolutely
if
not.
Steph Diggs has 2 catches, 18 yards in a 17-10 win, is he happy after the game?
He might have taken his jersey off and ran off like Antonio Brown before that game ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Amari Cooper has 2 catches, 18 yards in a 17-10 win, is he happy after the game?
He's used to it. He's good. And that.
Yeah. And by the way, there's a counter to that is you actually could see Amari Cooper with 2 catches and 18 yards and not more than that, right?
Because he's been locked up time after time before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
And that to me is what Josh Allen needs. Someone that is part of the offense, not the entirety of the offense.
It's a good call. And we're going to see how that works out for the Bills and the Jets as well as they have their happy reunion out there at the Meadowlands. Evan, we appreciate your time on this Wednesday. Please help clean up Mike T's mouth. And also, again, bathroom etiquette. Hopefully the Kirkshin story ended there. We do have to get some follow-up reporting on him and make sure he didn't interrupt Nelson Cruz in the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. And by the way, I don't want blame for Canada. Why don't Russo and Rizzo get blamed? Didn't he curse on their show first?
Yeah, they started the train.
And nobody – right. And you know what? You are trying to lay down the law here to prevent us from getting fined by the FCC. Maybe they should be blamed because they don't say a word when that happens.
Yeah,
blame the railroaders.
They're trying to protect them. They're enabling them. Yeah, we lay down the law.
Yeah, blame them. Blame them.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, Evan. We'll catch you tomorrow morning on Unsportsmanlike.
Thanks, Jeff.
Peace out. That's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. Again, 6 to 10 a.m. On weekdays here on ESPN 106.3. And while we're blaming them, I do want to blame Colin Russo specifically because he hijacked our intern for the day. First off, CCAT, you snitched on the person you thought was supposed to be interning today.
Hands up. Thought today was Tuesday.
Yeah, you snitched on my guy Colton, who was supposed to be helping us out behind the glass with you here today.
Yeah, I was lighting up Colton's phone.
Yeah.
He was probably in class or maybe taking a well-deserved day off. I'm saying, where are you? Hey, the show's underway. Where are you, Colton? And it turns out he wasn't working today. So
first, you look like the most evil guy in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And then we find out who's really supposed to be working on our show. The only reason you're looking for Colton because our actual intern is not with us. And why was that, CCAT?
That's because we had this guy walk into this company a couple months ago, and now he acts like he owns the place.
The hell?
Colin Russo from Russo and Rizzo from 4 to 6 p.m. on ESPN 106.3 hijacked our intern to do his work.
Didn't even ask us, didn't request it, didn't give us a heads up.
Nope.
He specifically told her, he told MJO, he said, don't tell him nothing. Let's walk away. They went off to some other room so we couldn't see them. They were working. They were doing some good work on the Chef's Tailgate video, though. I did see it.
I'm sure it's great because she's a great intern, but she was our intern for the day.
We needed her. And he tried to steal her, and we will not forgive him for that. For that, we're going to demolish him in the punchline picks.
Sure are.
Uh-oh.
That's the test of knowledge of ball between you and I versus those two clowns. But Theo, there always comes this time in the day where I want to test your ball knowledge, specifically in the NFL, since we are in the most wonderful time of year.
Let's do it.
You and I have both been hot on the trail of Derrick Henry. He's been ridiculous in 2024. So I have a trivia question revolving around running backs in the NFL. Derrick Henry is the first player with a rushing touchdown in each of his first 6 games of a season since this running back in 2005.
Oh, wow. You gave me the year.
2005, which running back scored a rushing touchdown in each of his first 6 games of the season?
I'm thinking Madden covers right now. I'm thinking early Madden covers, early 2000 Madden covers. There's some iconic ones with running backs on them. That's probably going to be where my guess goes. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We answer that question on the other side with Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen. When you absolutely have to hear the game, it's always on ESPN 106.3. Tonight, it's NLCS Game 3, the Mets and Dodgers. We go to Citi Field at 7:30. So get off the sidelines and keep your head in the game with ESPN 106.3.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance of the week, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Every week, a different team will be featured across ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. The winning performance receives $500, courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Do you know a team, player, or school with a killer performance? Nominate them by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
Banyan Printing, your trusted printing, mailing, and signage partner in the Palm Beaches for over 45 years. Banyan Printing's new metallic ink press adds that extra shine so that your product comes out in glossy gold, sparkling silver, or any other color you want to shine. Banyan Printing is the official printer of Kaiser Athletics and would love to be your official printing partner as well. Order products and learn more about what Banyan Printing can do for your business at banyanonline.com or call 561-586-6220.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
I'm Wendy Sartori-Link, your Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections. Election Day is November 5th. Voting by mail is easy and secure. Request online at votepalmbeach.gov or call us at 561-656-6208. Return your ballot with prepaid postage or drop it off at one of our secure locations during designated hours. Our online ballot tracker allows you to get live updates on the status of your ballot, and the deadline to request is Thursday, October 24th. No matter how you vote this November, we're here to make it count. Sponsored by the Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections Office.
This is the Delray Beach Open. Don't miss today's top professional tennis stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach. February 7th through 16th. It's 10 days of tennis on the Ave. 140 miles per hour races, parties, music, art, and all the good vibes. Come for the nonstop action on and off the court. Snap pics and post memories at the DBO. Join us for a jam-packed week of ATP tennis matches. More fun, more food, more drink, more parties, more of everything. DelrayBeachOpen.com for info.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, families. A legacy of capability and technology that has made Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
Calling all Cats fans. Come meet Stanley Cup champions Alexander Barkov and Gustav Forsling from the Florida Panthers at Palm Beach Autographs at the Mall in Wellington Green this Sunday, October 20th at 11 a.m. Can't join us in person? Purchase tickets or pre-order your autographed items now at palmbeachautographs.com. That's palmbeachautographs.com. Go Cats!
ESPN 106.3 is presented by Rubenstein Law. 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Car accident, truck accident, Uber or Lyft accident, or a slip and fall. Call Rubenstein Law. Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL and visit one of our offices throughout Florida.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Oh, man, I love a good trivia. We're going to answer which was the last running back to score a touchdown in each of his first 6 games to open the season, because Derrick Henry just did that with the Ravens. And it happened in 2005, right?
Yep, 2005 was the last guy to do it before Derrick Henry.
I'll give you that answer. But first, I do want to tell you about the new VIP experiences that await you at the South Florida's only PGA Tour event, the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. I promise you all, y'all are going to love Friday when we bring in Todd Fleming, who's the CEO of the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Dude has a good time. We've had him on the show before. We're going to do some Who Missed the Cut. He'll give us more details on this. But for now, just do this for me. Mark your calendar down right now. February 27th through March 2nd. That's when the PGA Tour embarks on PGA National. If you want to host colleagues to the time of their life, if you want to bring out clients to maybe the Shoreline Suites, maybe you want to mingle with friends and family at the 1909 Terrace, these are the new elevated hospitality options at the Cognizant Classic. Or you can treat yourself to the ultimate VIP week at the Yellow Flamingo Club. He'll be able to explain these things in detail, what all they encompass, but I'm telling you right now, it is elite. It is next level. The Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches evolving to a place where I can't wait. I cannot wait until February 27th. Limited spots remain, so if you want to get in early, secure your stuff today. CognizantClassic.com. That's CognizantClassic.com. Yeah, Todd's going to be a hoot on Friday. C-Cat, the trivia question again, please.
Derrick Henry is the first player with a rushing touchdown in each of his first 6 games of a season since this running back did it in 2005.
So I wrote down, and now I'm lost my sheet here. Where'd I write it? Oh, there it goes right here. I wrote down some running backs that I had to choose from It's one of these four for sure. I crossed out Marshall Faulk. 05 was a little late for him. And I'm going to add a name right here. I just thought of one. Brian Westbrook. I don't think it was him, but he's an option for the Eagles back in the day. I got LaDainian Tomlinson, a touchdown scorer like no other. Jerome Bettis. I mean, when the Steelers would get anywhere near the goal line, that was the tush push for the Steelers back in the day. Shaun Alexander, who had that MVP season. I feel like the Shaun Alexander big touchdown year, though, was 06. I feel like that was 06. And then you got Eddie George with the Titans. I don't think, though, he had a string of 6 straight games to open the season with touchdowns at that point in his career, though. I believe that was probably a little closer to the latter end of Eddie George. If I have to go with one, you say it's 05. I'm going to go with LaDainian Tomlinson.
Hey, about that, man. We're hot.
Man.
Back-to-back days.
I'm eating right now, man. I can't help myself. Woo! I feel good about that one.
See, I was 7 years old when that was going on, so I don't have a strong memory of watching those games on TV. The only LT memory I have is my best friend in elementary school, Connor Stallions, we'll call him. I'll give him a fake last name. Connor Stallions. He would wear his LaDainian Tomlinson jersey with no undershirt. The old school Reebok jerseys, I believe, that had they were mesh. Like you could see.
Okay, so you could
see his skin under the jersey. He would just wear that to school every day, and it would smell so bad.
Why? And why didn't y'all correct that behavior?
He was a wild one, that Connor was.
Connor Stallions, and he grew up to be a very, very famous coach.
Yeah.
Very famous coach. Currently out there in somewhere in Michigan coaching up a high school team because he killed off the head coach. Allegedly. The coach didn't die, though. He's right. Is he healthy? We need to check on that.
He had a stroke.
In Munford High School out there in Detroit. Let's check on the coach. We'll give the update on that coach. I hope he's alive. Do you know any? Have you heard any news
No,
on that?
I don't have my ear to the ground in Michigan high school football.
Your ear to the ground with Michigan high school football.
I think if he passed away, it would be much more of a somber story than it is a funny conspiracy.
Yeah, somebody would have said something by now, too. I think he just had the stroke and he was delayed for a little bit. We'll check on Connor Stallions. Plus, we bring in Tina for the happy hour on the other side. Sorry to bring the moods down here. Happy hour is going to bring him back up. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Hey, it's Tina. The Pickleball Club of St. Lucie West is now open. Join an amazing club that offers indoor championship quality courts and premium amenities that enhance your game. Whether you're new to pickleball, like me, or an experienced player, young or old, the Pickleball Club's world-class experience is more than just a game. It's a community where you can play, dine, and make new friends. Memberships are now available. Visit thepickleballclub.com for more information and to schedule your tour today.
Theo here. EDS is yes. You've heard me say that over and over. So I need you to keep this website in mind too. EDSisyes.com. For the most trusted AC specialist here in Palm Beach County, EDSisyes.com. For 24/7 support, EDS is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. There are so many reasons why EDS is yes. When it comes to your air conditioning and plumbing, EDSisyes.com. That's EDSisyes.com.
Fall in love with your favorite sweet treats at DQ Grill & Chill. Featuring the blizzards of the month, pumpkin pie with world-famous soft serve, real pumpkin pieces, whipped topping, and nutmeg. Or the French silk pie blizzard, combining all those iconic velvety rich flavors, plus new blizzards on DQ's fall menu, such as caramel Java chip, Reese's Pieces cookie dough, and salted caramel truffle. If that's too much and need a quick kick, try the new DQ White Mocha Shake. DQ Grill & Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road, and US 1, just south of North Lake.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So, when it comes to how you move, do you choose to see a doctor or go to the #1 orthopedic specialist in the world? Backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. Locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and I...
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manso's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manso's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
We also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Feeling smart at 2 p.m.? You must be listening to Theoretically Speaking with Theo Dorsey. But don't worry, Russo and Rizzo will bring the chaos at 4.
Welcome to Homestead Miami, your home for the racing high life. A track as vibrant and colorful as South Florida. An Xfinity and Craftsman Truck Series playoffs doubleheader on Saturday. A Cup Series playoffs showdown on Sunday. And it's all caliente.
Side by side for the race lead.
NASCAR playoffs weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway, October 26th and 27th. Get your tickets now at homesteadmiamispeedway.com.
Hell of a job, guys.
Good people, it's me, Theo Dorsey, and I want to make sure you're locked in with us at Theoretically Speaking. Just hop on YouTube, search at Theo Speaking, and hit that subscribe button. You can watch us live or you can play us back at Theo Speaking on YouTube. It's free. ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance of the week, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Every week, a different team will be featured across ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. The winning performance receives $500, courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Do you know a team, player, or school with a killer performance? Nominate them by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Hey now, it's the happy hour. It's time to perk up, put a smile on, fill your cup up. It's your boy Theo Dorsey, C-Cat on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. And if that cup happens to be a martini glass, but inside of it is tequila in your espresso martini instead of the vodka, well, there's only one thing we could call that cup, huh, C-Cat?
It is only one name, and it's trademarks. Don't steal the idea, or I will find you and I will persecute you.
Espresso Martina is in the house.
I'm here. I told so many people about this new nickname.
Yeah.
I had a smile on my face the whole rest of the day yesterday after finding out my new nickname. We were at the Great Chef's Tailgate.
Yes.
And
nice.
I told so many people, I'm like, do you want to hear my new nickname? And do you want to hear how perfect it is?
Yes.
And you can't order a drink any other way now if you're ordering an espresso martini with tequila than saying an espresso martina.
Come on.
It's amazing.
Have you given thought, and I'm not putting any pressure on you, have you given thought to maybe changing any of your social handles? No pressure. Have you checked to see if it's available?
I haven't checked to see if it's available.
Okay. Have you gotten any backlash from the nickname? Is anybody like poking holes in it? Is it as fortified as C-Cat and I thought about when we delivered it to you?
No one's poked holes in it at all. And it's just funny because before knowing the nickname, we've had teammates mention, because I love drinks with espresso, I love the Sabrina Carpenter song Espresso. They have said, you are like espresso. You're high energy, like a pick-me-up. And so if someone pokes holes in it, they just don't know me.
Yeah.
Bad news.
They don't know me. No, it's taken on Instagram.
On Twitter, Tina Jenkins has taken the Espresso Martina. Tina Jenkins has no profile picture. She has no followers.
She's
following one person and one person only.
Who are they following?
Anthony Albanese, who is the Prime Minister of Australia.
Gosh.
I'll just report her.
It's always the Australians, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will say Tina in the Wild was taken on Instagram, and that's why it had to be Tina in the Wild with 2 Ds at the end.
Yeah.
So I will take a look and see if it's available. Is it like too, but here, I guess the thing, is it like too early to like already change? No.
It's better to rebrand yourself sooner and then go with that for longer than to try and stick with one brand that you're maybe not as stuck to. Not to say that you're not stuck to Tina in the Wild. Tina in the Wild is great.
Yes.
But if you are considering the rebrand, it's almost like with the coaching changes thing. Like, for the New York Jets, they should have fired Robert Saleh this past offseason and went and got the guy that they thought could lead them into the promised land. Instead, they tried to give him one more year. Now you get a messy situation where you're firing him midseason. We're all ridiculing your decision-making and all of that. If you didn't believe in him, there's no way that these first 5 games is what told you that, because it wasn't even his fault that the Jets were losing. So, you rebrand when you feel the time is right for you. If you know that the move is something that's going to be inevitable, you do it now. You don't wait.
Great analogy.
It gets messy. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what that
was a good one.
Theoretically speaking, that's what we do here.
It's taken on Instagram, too.
Oh!
This dumb lady named Martina, who also happens to like espresso martinis, so she only posts pictures of espresso martinis. She's got no idea.
How many followers does she have? Not to follower check or anything, but what is she following? Is he a real person or a bot?
It appears to be a real person.
Okay.
When's the last time she posted?
She has 4 posts. She has 14 followers, and the last post came from May 24th, 2016.
Oh,
that's
my
an
gosh.
unserious person. She's
We're gonna
unserious on Instagram.
How much are we willing to pay? Like, if she asked for some cough up some cash.
She's not even on Instagram anymore.
Right.
I know, but when you realize something has what you want, there's a reason why back in the day, people would squat on domain names.
Yeah.
Like, if I know UPS.com is eventually going to want to get purchased by UPS, yeah, they're going to pay a whole lot of money for me to give them that domain name. How much money do we have? How much were you willing to pay?
It's an interesting question, because the very reason why I follow a lady named @TheoDorsey on Instagram to this day, and I followed her, I probably hit that button like 7 years ago or so. I followed her with the intent to message her like, hey, I would love to buy the account off of you, or can you just change your name and I can have it?
Yeah.
And I've had anxiety about that, because I'm like, once I reach out, the leverage is all on hers, right? Like, the ball's in her court to name her number. I followed her as like a passive-aggressive move to let her know I'm lurking.
Yeah.
And instead, we've just been like Instagram friends for 7 years. We've just been like liking each other's photos and stuff.
From one Theo Dorsey to another.
Yeah. Also, I'm like, is her name actually Theo Dorsey? I'm confused by the whole situation. But yeah, we follow each other, and I'm stalking her until maybe she either changes her name, or eventually I'll build up the courage to ask her, because then she has all the leverage. And the bigger my name gets, the more she'll ask for.
How can you guilt someone into giving it to you? What lie can we curate to make that person feel bad for us and maybe take some of the leverage back? Like, hey, I have a child. I don't know. Like, is there anything
who we should ask about this? Because Mike, we're talking about NFL trades today, right? The NFL trade deadline is November 5th. General managers are in negotiations like all the time. Literally, like Mike Tannenbaum told us yesterday that when Chad Pennington, his quarterback for the Jets at the time, Tina, Chad Pennington got injured in a game, he was on the phone like 10, 15 minutes later calling around the league to get his replacement. Like, they're always negotiating. They're always striking deals. Maybe Mike Tannenbaum could have some insight on how we could negotiate a social media handle.
Yeah, like the art of the deal. Like, just what can you do? Change the location of your meeting to give the upper hand to you? That's one of those tactics.
Yeah. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. How should I solicit my social media handle that I want @Theo Dorsey? And how should Tina, who's been newly nicknamed here on Theoretically Speaking, to Espresso Martina, how should she go about getting her domain back? If you've done it before, or you have insight on how we can still keep our leverage, but also make that first ask, that first step into getting our branding right, because we want this thing to take off here. And the only way to take off is not by, putting 2 letters on the end or a number. You want to have that real handle. That it has more punch to it.
Is it like one, like Espresso Martina, or is it like Espresso_Martina?
See, that's weak.
I know, I hate it.
Yeah, Instagram's pretty crowded. There's a whole lot of variations. We're not the first people that have tried to fight this battle.
Yeah.
There are, count them, 6, make it 7 different people that have variations of Espresso Martina.
888-760-3776, or hop on the YouTube chat @Theo Speaking. Please give us some insight here. Help us out, because I am not going to let another day go by where we have that nickname not properly attached to the young lady it belongs to, and that is Tina. I got your back.
It makes sense. I have to have it, because it only makes sense for me with, again, how I am as a person, my energy, and how I order my Espresso Martinas with tequila, and I'm a tequila gal, and I talk about it all the time. So We'll have to see.
Well, then how do those trades go when you have a team that's desperate for a quarterback? They don't want to waste a season. They see the writing on the wall, a stacked roster, and they don't want to let it go to waste. They're one piece away, and it's a quarterback. When you are a team that needs that one piece, the entire world knows you are the one that has no leverage and you are desperate for that position. How are you just not taking advantage from like tenfold? You kind of saw with the Jets, right? Last year, the Jets had a good roster. Awful, historically bad quarterback play, and they never traded for a quarterback, probably because of the roadblock, knowing that everyone was going to rake them over the coals for it, where it wouldn't make sense.
It is extremely hard, because whenever you're making any kind of transaction, a trade, no matter if it's the NFL or just in life, it's hard to extract value when your vulnerability is known, right? Like if the person on the other side of the table, like if you're in a job interview and they know you ain't got no motion, you got a lot of gaps in that resume, you ain't got a lot of status behind your name at that point.
Yeah.
They know you need that job more than they need you.
You can't be negotiating vacation days there at that moment.
Like you're not – I remember my first couple of contracts in TV, and when I would try to do any kind of maneuverability on salary, on outs to go to a bigger market and whatnot, they were like, no, absolutely not. Like, who the hell are you? It was no conversation.
And if you don't get it, you'll still be here.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you going to – you're going to go to another station? They're going to take a risk on you? You got no name, buddy. All right. At that point, the only Theo Dorsey we knew of was this young lady on Instagram that I'm following now. So it's tough, right? It's a very tough situation for NFL teams and also for myself and Tina. But that's why we need your help. We're going to keep that going. Also, we're taking our Halloween costume recommendations as well.
Okay.
Halloween is approaching. We're 2 weeks out. We need to make a deadline for this, but we've gotten some great suggestions. We got Naked Gun, which
Mod Squad.
And there was one more.
Incredibles.
There was one more from the same guy. He told me off the air. He said, well, if you're going to do Naked Gun, you might go the full OJ route, and maybe with some historical significant events that played forth on TV.
Yeah. I would I got another one from Devontae in Atlanta. He said Iron Man 2. I would be Don Cheadle. And you would be Robert Downing Jr.
Heck yeah.
And Tina, you would be, I believe this is Scarlett Johansson? Or Pepper, Pepper. You'd be Pepper, Tina.
Okay.
You see it on YouTube right there? Yeah. You down with that?
But
you want to be Pep?
That movie's not a trio, though.
I know.
Yeah.
I do want to be Don Cheadle, though. It's kind of cool.
Do you have any, would you be OJ? Seriously. Do you have a stance against OJ? I'm not asking whether you think he's innocent or guilty or any of that stuff, but, would you be against playing OJ for October 31st, Halloween?
The car you drive does go with the theme.
You got a Bronx.
I do have a Bronx.
Yeah, you have a Bronx.
So obviously that didn't stop me from vehicular purchase that I made, even though we got a good deal on it at the time. Would I be OJ? It's a good question.
I'd be OJ.
Well,
maybe we just say, you know what, world, we're not going to let you box us into our race and our
remember,
ethnicity
OJ's
and our
not black.
gender.
Yeah.
He's not?
Yeah. Remember? He said it himself.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to get into all of that anymore.
No.
Yeah. I would not be OJ, by the way.
Let us know.
If you have suggestions for a Halloween costume, again, it's myself, Theo Dorsey, a black man. It is C-Cat, who is a white man, a quirky one at that. And then we have Tina, who is a short, blonde woman. If you have Halloween suggestions for a show here, theoretically speaking, we're trying to do something in unison. And we're trying to just again, we want to go viral with this one. It needs to be creative. It needs to be fun. It also needs to make sense. A black man, a little short blonde girl, or he could be tall. You get some stilts. And then and a white dude who says he looks weird.
We got one.
Okay, so we have somebody on the line, 888-760-3776, as we take our Halloween costume suggestions. I promise we'll get back to sports, but this is more important to me. Who is this on line one?
This one's sports. We got Ryan in West Palm who has a good idea for us. And Theo, I think you're going to like it. Tina, I think you're going to like it. I'm going to hate it.
Okay, wow. Ryan, you're delivering the goods on a Wednesday, man. First off, thanks for the call. Second, well, what are you in on right here?
Well, thank you. I turned over just in time to hear you guys needed a trio, and there's not a hotter trio in this country right now, actually across the world, than Mahomes, Zeus, and Tay-Tay.
Yes.
How could you three not dress up as that?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely we can. Appreciate you. This is genius, Ryan. Why didn't we think about this earlier? The only problem is going to be y'all are going to have to be posing as a couple.
I know. That's going to be awful.
Yeah.
And Travis Kelce is just degraded as a person the past couple of years.
No, he's not.
He's degraded as an athlete. I
don't know. Also, his personal demeanor, not a fan anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't like it as much either. He's kind of changed up. He's changed up on his Ryan. I appreciate the call. I appreciate the insight. We got to add that to the list. We're going to have to make a poll on social media because right now we got Naked Gun, which, by the way, the powers that be here at ESPN West Palm have been bearing down my neck, telling me I'm not allowed to be OJ.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But you know what, C-Cat? I'm a rebel.
Highly,
I'm a dog.
highly encouraged
Yeah.
that you are not.
I have been told by sources I won't disclose because their signature, I rely on that to, pay my mortgage. I have been told I cannot be O.J. Simpson for Halloween, and that's the only real reason I want to do it, C-Cat. I'm a rebel, man. I'm like the teenage girl whose dad says you can't date that boy. Yes, I will.
So you can't, like, in the comfort of your own home, just throw on the 32, maybe just be OJ in the comfort of your own Halloween parties, not on the air? We could have, a renegade party.
No, but this is going to be the Halloween costumes has got to be for
We're
on
wearing
the air.
it live
We're
on
wearing
the
it on
show
the air, yeah.
on October 31st.
Halloween will be Thursday, right?
Yes.
So we're going to do it on the show. So Thursday, October 31st, you can look forward to our Halloween costumes. That's why we asked for the suggestions.
Yes.
I'm wearing it on the air. And the very thought that the man is trying to, or woman, I'm not going to say what's gender, is trying to control me, damn it, I might be OJ. Let's do it. We're Naked Gun. Wait, is that the right one?
Yeah, Naked Gun. OJ is in Naked Gun. Yes.
OJ is in Naked Gun. Apparently, he's playing OJ.
Yeah, I think that's pre-murder accusations, OJ, so you should be okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. The line of delineation between who he became versus who he was playing, that person he was playing hadn't done those cruel things, those alleged cruel things. So I'm clear. I'm being OJ.
Nice.
Well, if it gets voted on, if the people vote for Naked Gun, I will be OJ. I'm going to fight for my rights. I'm going to stand 10 toes down. That's why they call me 10 Toes Teddy. And you can't stop me. You can't stop me. Let me see if I'm getting any texts right now that are threatening, and I am clear.
Nice. Okay.
All right, so let's move on to the serious stuff here today. Let's move on to the serious stuff. We're 6 weeks into the NFL season. We were just talking about which NFL teams right now today, standing where they are one trade away from the Lombardi. I said the Chiefs need to go out and get DeAndre Hopkins by any means. And, of course, they're the most wide receiver needy team in the league right now. You talk about having no leverage. The Chiefs don't have any leverage when it comes to going out and getting a guy like that. But also, that's why you probably need to go to a team that also has no hope for this season and can use some future assets to build around what they have going. So hopefully they find that perfect partner. If not Hopkins, they might have to settle for Deontay Johnson or maybe even just pulling back in Marquez Valdez-Scantling. C-Cat, do you have a team that's one trade away from a Super Bowl?
I'm not going to go the path that most have traveled with getting an edge rusher to Detroit. I'm not going to go with that one. I'm going to go with one that you're going to slap me up the side of the head for because I'm a Joe Flacco disciple. And I want to see a receiver go to the Indianapolis Colts.
But they got
Whether
receivers.
Flacco's throwing it to him or not. Pittman's day-to-day. Josh Downs.
Josh Downs is the dude.
Alec Pierce. These guys are not dudes. They're guys.
If Alec Pierce was white, or excuse me, if Alec Pierce was black, we might be having a different conversation about the dude. I think y'all are doubting him because of the color of his skin. You need to consider him for the content of his catches. Did you see that bomb he caught?
Yeah, I'm gonna consider him for the quantity of his catches, which is 13 on the season. That's what I'm gonna consider Pierce.
Not enough targets because he's
white.
white.
A playmaker
Discrimination
in Indianapolis because they got a run game, get a pass game, help out Joe Flacco or Anthony Richardson when he comes back. I know it's weird. And it's off the beaten path, but I'm kind of falling in love with it the more that I talk about it.
I think it's a terrible take. I mean, usually I give leeway there. I mean, C-Cat, I ride with you, bro. I'm your boy. You're also picking an AFC team in the Colts. I'm talking about one trade away from a Super Bowl. So you're strengthening an already perceived strength only for them to continue to also be maybe the 8th best team in the conference.
Are the Colts receivers a perceived strength? I don't see that at all.
Michael Pittman is good.
Yeah, and
Josh Downs is solid. Alec Pierce is good.
Michael Pittman's a number 2. Downs is a number 3. They need number 1.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't have enough facts to refute it right now. So there you go. C-Cat says the Colts are name a receiver, though, that they're going to go get. DeAndre Hopkins.
T. Higgins. Built for the future, whether that is going to be Joe Flacco or whether that's going to be Anthony Richardson. What are the Colts doing right now?
The future cannot be Joe Flacco. I don't know what the hell the Colts are doing right now because they're saying, what's the latest update on that? They're saying that their quarterback, who, again, second-year player in Anthony Richardson, we were supposed to be figuring out if he was good this year. He gets hurt again, and last week he was a third-string quarterback for them, an emergency quarterback, because he was technically healthy enough to play but not healthy enough to start. And the Colts have looked better with Joe Flacco.
Yeah, it was an oblique, I believe, was the injury for Richardson. So maybe if they needed him, he could just be pocket passer, get rid of the football quickly, not take any hits. So he's medically cleared, but you don't want to risk it unless you absolutely have to.
Colts beat reporter saying a full practice today for Anthony Richardson. It's Wednesday. That means if he's full practicing now, the only way that he doesn't start for the Colts this weekend is it would have to be Shane Steichen, the head coach, saying, we believe we're better with Joe Flacco, which that's a tough turn to make after Richardson has already started games this year. Like, that's the weird spot they're in. I think that's what they did this past weekend. I think that had nothing to do with injury. I think it had more to do with them not feeling Richardson was up to par.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely 27 points put up by the Joe Flacco-led offense against the Steelers. You have 34 points put up against the Jaguars. Listen, the Jaguars are historically bad. They're ugly. So, you know what? I'm not going to put too much stock into that. But, hey, 27 points against the Steelers ain't nothing to sneeze at. And they beat the Titans 20-17 on Sunday.
And they got the Dolphins next at home. And if there's any game to get right in, load up Anthony Richardson. We got the Fins coming to town. Fins down. That's going to be an easy one. So I can't wait for our punchline picks, by the way. That might be the one we target. I got to see what the line's going to be on that one. Tina, I'm curious for you because we were at the Chef's Tailgate last night. We had a lot of fans there pulled up. We had a great time, ate some food, chowed down, and also got some drinks up. I'm curious for you specifically, when you're at that kind of event, but you're also training for a marathon, how careful are you being about your eating selection? Because I had literally no limits.
I think one thing that, I had no limits last night too.
There you go. I like that.
had no limits at all. And I think that's one, when I work out and, I want to be able to enjoy what I eat. Like, I do think there's going to be a point where I'm trying to do that now where I do need to fuel more because my miles are getting up there. But I love to eat. Yeah. I love trying a little bit of everything. And I also love to drink.
Come on.
So I don't want to give either of those up at all. So
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I tried a little bit of everything last night.
I'm glad you said you love to drink because, boy, do I have the opportunity for the two of you.
Okay.
C-Cat, lock in.
What's this?
Tina, come on. It's the happy hour. You know you locked in on this.
Oh, yes.
We got the Making Waves in the Community Celebrity Bartending Challenge tonight. It got reallocated to tonight. Remember, we were supposed to do this 2 weeks ago where I'll be one of the 4 celebrity bartenders. We're raising money for the United Way of Palm Beach County. And I'll literally be behind the bar making cocktails for people left and right. Boom. What do you want? You want that espresso martina?
Oh, yeah.
I got you. That'll be you know what? That's the secret word.
Okay.
This is the secret word. If you're out there listening to Theoretically Speaking right now on ESPN 106.3, the code word is espresso martina. If you say that to me, mess around and get you a drink. All the proceeds go to charity here, by the way, to the United Way. They are making some bank to help out the community with this, so make sure you pull up. It's at the Safe Harbor Rybovich. Safe Harbor Rybovich. That's 2110 Avenue B in Riviera Beach. You know where the Safe Harbor is. Safe Harbor Rybovich in Riviera Beach. 5 to 7:30 p.m. The United Way and myself and 3 other celebrity bartenders, we're going to be doing the Making Waves in the Community Celebrity Bartending Challenge. And please order drinks from me, Theo Dorsey, me right here. Like, look at me on the YouTube stream. Order from me because it's an actual competition between the celebrity bartenders. If I make the most drinks, I win whatever the hell the prize is.
Bragging rights?
They didn't tell me what the prize was, but I'm too competitive to not want to win.
Yes.
What I look like going in there and losing. That's a mark on us as Theoretically Speaking if I don't get a win in that situation. So y'all make sure. Are you able to pull up? You got to do Russo and Rizzo after this.
Yeah, I work for a living.
Okay.
I can't make it.
Wow.
Okay, that's not fair.
What's your signature cocktail? After they order the espresso martina?
Yeah.
What is the best drink you can make?
Old fashions are easy, but I make a good actual craft old fashioned with the orange peel and everything. I love
make a good margarita.
Tequila Mules. Oh,
yeah.
I have this smoked peach margarita, and there's a smoked peach bourbon Similar to a margarita, almost summery drink I can do. There's a few different ones I have in my tool. Me and the wife, Ashley, we do happy hours at home here and there. We like to actually make cocktails at the bar, enjoy them on the patio and whatnot, and have a good time. That's what South Florida affords you when the weather gets better.
Right?
You know? Looking forward to that. Also looking forward to seeing y'all tonight again at the Safe Harbor Ribovich. That's going to be right after the show, 5 to 7:30 p.m., 2110 Avenue B, Riviera Beach, and all the proceeds, most of the money there, are going to go to United Way of Palm Beach County, and we're going to have a good time. Again, code word is espresso martina, and I'll mess around and get you a drink, man, on Big Teddy, man. Say less.
You forgot about the secret code word.
Yeah.
There's a secret code word that we can't say on the air.
Can't say it.
That if you tell it to Theo, he's going to kiss you.
No. And that's why you can't.
CCAT won't let anyone forget this.
Mwah. Thanks for listening to Theoretically Speaking. That's what he'll say back to you.
I will. I'm contractually obligated now to do this because once we promise something on air, that's how I became a Chiefs fan. I promised on air, the Panthers get rid of, if the Panthers go trade for Baker Mayfield, I'm out. That's how I became an NFL free agent. That's going to be the way I end up kissing a stranger tonight. If they say the secret code word, my hands are tied, and my wife will be there. So
there is a word. It exists.
Yeah.
If you say it to Theo Dorsey tonight, you get a kiss. Mwah.
Yeah, a kiss. Not open mouth. I'm not going to be disrespectful to my wife. Just a smooch. Lip to lip. It's not my choice.
Eyes open, eyes closed.
Eyes open. I got to see their soul while we're doing this. Yeah, I need to know who I'm kissing here. Sorry. I'm sorry, Ashley, if you're listening. Hopefully she's not. Hopefully she's working. I do want to tell you a place where you can work on your golf game, and that is the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. That's where I go to tune up the clubs. I mean, I use every tool in the bag these days when I do get out to golf. But right now, it's more so about training and getting better because we do have an event coming up, right, C-Cat? Like, we got to face off against Russo and Rizzo soon.
Show versus show on the links. I'm getting ready for it.
When is that? Is that tomorrow?
To be decided.
TBD,
okay, TBD,
when others answer their emails.
Yeah. Well, they're scared. They're scared. Mm-hmm. They know I'm an athlete. They know I'm an athlete. You know, last night somebody walked up to me and he was like, yo, you athletes, y'all getting paid too much these days. I said, you're damn right we are.
Oh, I remember this combo you told me.
He thought I was an athlete. He thought I was a former athlete. He's like, you're not going to like this, but I think that professional athletes, you guys are getting paid too much these days. I said, yeah, we sure are.
Someone asked me if C-Cat was there last night. And I was like, oh, no, I wish. Someone was looking forward to meeting you, C-Cat.
They are.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Also, maybe next time you'll hit them more straight. You'll hit them more down the fairway. And the only way to ensure that is if you pull up to the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center, KaiserGolfCenter.com. That's the website. They got the best facilities in the area, an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor area, hitting bays, cutting edge technology, everything you need to train like a pro like me, professional athlete Theo Dorsey. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com. You know, the person that thought I was a former pro athlete is actually a listener. So he might be listening right now, and
No, but, for that listener, thank you for listening, and I appreciate your patronage.
Yes.
We love you so much. But if you were a pro athlete, that's a weird thing to do.
To tell me that, right?
You deserve less money, by the way.
Well, I think he thought I was a former pro athlete. So I think the way he worded it was more so like, you're not going to like this because you probably are in favor of it, but like these guys are getting paid too much these days.
Right. When you, Theo Dorsey, like 40 years ago, when Theo was playing football, like you guys are making a normal wage. It made sense.
I was about to say too, like, I don't know if it's a compliment or a diss because was he saying I look like I'm not old enough to be a former athlete right now?
Maybe that's what he was saying.
He's saying I look old. He's saying I look athletic and I also look old though. Right? Like that's what he's giving me both. So it's kind of a compliment. I have gray hairs. So I don't look like a retired pro athlete though.
Be a running back.
Oh yeah, you're right. 31. I mean,
we said track and field last night.
Y'all did say if there was a sport that if you walked up to me, C-Cat, and somebody was like, yo, he's a former pro athlete, what sport would you pick?
Track and field would make sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely not going to say basketball.
Just too short, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm tall enough to get in the league. I would have to be incredibly good.
You're not smooth enough with your body.
My body movements.
To play basketball.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm really good on the court, though, if you want to see that.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm nice with it.
I was our high school basketball manager, so I can show you a thing or two.
I'm not sure how that translates, especially like, do you lose some of those tools as you age? Like, are you rusty with what do you do? Keep notes and hand out towels?
There is a highlight film of me celebrating on the bench from 2015 that's out there somewhere, and
I was hoping you would say there's like a highlight film of you, like at the end of the district championship game, y'all are up 30 and they put you in, they hit a corner 3. I was hoping.
Everyone stands around me while I miss the first layup.
Like,
and then my center picks me up by the hips and brings me up to the rim.
Now that I was more so expecting. And my wife jumps in the chat and says, "What is happening?" I'm sorry, baby. It's right on the lips. Sorry. Maybe somebody needs to tell my wife Ashley the magic words, and I'll kiss her.
She's got to earn it like everybody else.
You got to earn it though. You can't cheat and just give it to you. So sorry about that. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Welcome to Homestead, Miami, your home for the racing high life. A track as vibrant and colorful as South Florida. An Xfinity and Craftsman Truck Series playoffs doubleheader on Saturday. A Cup Series playoffs showdown on Sunday. And it's all caliente.
Side by side for the race lead.
NASCAR playoffs weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway, October 26th and 27th. Get your tickets now at homesteadmiamispeedway.com.
Hell of a job, guys.
Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. See how they can make a difference for you at PNC.com.
ESPN 106.3 is presented by Rubenstein Law. 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Car accident, truck accident, Uber or Lyft accident, or a slip and fall. Call Rubenstein Law. Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL and visit one of our offices throughout Florida.
Colin Russo here with ESPN West Palm. It's the home of live play-by-play sports. Catch all Miami Hurricane games. Catch all Miami Dolphin games right here on ESPN 106.3. Presented by Hard Rock Bet, Florida's official sports book. For the first time ever in Florida, bet on the Dolphins and Hurricanes all season long. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hurricane fans, get ready for one of the biggest rivalries in college football. On October 26th, it's the Miami Hurricanes and the Florida State Seminoles at Hard Rock Stadium. It's an orange out, wear orange, and bring the noise in a game you don't want to miss. The Canes and Knowles, October 26th. Tickets are going fast, so secure yours now by visiting MiamiHurricanes.com or by calling 1-800-GO-CANES.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Sends one high and deep to center field. Did he get it? Back on it is Thomas. He's at the wall. He got it. It's a 2-run home run. Aaron Judge finally connects.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Aaron Judge is back. I mean, you can 2 wins away from the Fall Classic. Aaron Judge finally found his bat. C-Cat, as a Yankees fan, you got to be feeling yourself a little bit.
Man, he cracked a little smile rounding first base. He couldn't keep it off his face. You know, Yankees, business as usual, act like he'd been there before, but the captain couldn't help it. Had to spread a little teeth.
Yeah. Spread teeth or
show some
lips?
teeth. Show some teeth. That's what I meant for.
Maybe. Oh, you don't want. I'm so sorry. Let's just move on. Let's move on. Let's just gonna move on. I did get a Halloween costume submission here. You might like this one better, C-Cat.
All right.
We got Nikki Glazer,
Okay.
Tom Brady,
all right,
and Kevin Hart from the roast.
From the roast.
From the roast. Now, here's my only issue. Though I am black, so I am closest to Kevin Hart in that sense. Tina, you're closer to him in height.
Yes.
So we would have to find a way. No blackface. Again, we always have to give out this public announcement because, especially probably here in Florida, no blackface
Who said
for
that?
Halloween.
What? All right.
No black. Yeah, C-Cat. I know
Damn
earlier
it.
you want to be. What was it? OJ? You were trying to take.
Cross out like 6 different options I had
I
lined
know.
up for myself.
No blackface. Do not paint your face black for Halloween. You
Jackson
can do
5
the
next
outfit.
year.
Yeah. Well, you know, you could be Michael Jackson.
There we go.
You could be later years Michael Jackson. That requires no paint. Or Sammy Sosa.
Nice.
Or Patrick Mahomes almost. But no blackface. All right. So, Tina, you could be Kevin Hart.
I can't.
You just said I can't. All right. Keep giving us Halloween costume submissions. Tina's uncomfortable with all the blackface talk because she has a picture that she does not want to resurface from middle school. That's
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. No, I don't want to defame Espresso Martina here. Prize Picks, man, this has dominated my group chat. I got a group chat with a few buddies, and it used to be about like everything. We're talking NFL, we're talking NBA, we're talking, just catching up with each other. Now all it is a bunch of Prize Picks lineups, back and forth, entries to submit to make some money. Prize Picks is now America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. All right, over 5 million active members like myself, C-Cat, and so many more. And Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports these days. All right, so heading now into NBA season, there's going to be a play that is going to be money every single time. Anthony Edwards, more than 0.5 points. That's like the same free square we had for Caleb Williams back in September. More than 0.5 points for Anthony Edwards is a beautiful play for basketball season here. That's going to be like a free square. I mean, it's possible he scores 0, but I mean, probability, I don't want to get into it, but it's likely he's going to get more than 0.5 points. Also, you can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Again, you're picking player projections between 2 and 6. If you're following these leagues, if you're watching the games, I know you feel like you have an angle on who can do what against what teams. I do. That's how I've been making some money on football season, and I welcome you to join me and C-Cat as well. The promo code is THEOD. You put in THEOD as your promo code, and that is instantly going to give you $50 when you play a $5 lineup. It is guaranteed. Win or lose on your lineup, you get a free $50 to keep on playing on Prize Picks. That's my gift to you. Prize Picks, run your game.
Deposit withdrawal. It's really easy there on Prize Picks, by the way. Speaking as a fella who had a little withdrawal action because I made a little bit of dough.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You've been killing it.
I haven't killed it.
Yeah.
Left some in there because I'm going to win again.
You got to leave a little bit in there. You always want to withdraw some, but you got to leave a little bit to play a few more, especially during football season here, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's time for our favorite vehicular transportation here on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN West Palm. I love the song. It always gets me into the groove. It's time for the Get Around.
I get around. What you mean you don't know? Round and round. Check we go. I get around.
The Get Around brought to you by Duffy Sports Grill. We'll actually, you know what? How about we stop there a little later? Add that to my list of destinations, please. Driver of said Get Around, C-Cat. Speaking of, what's first?
Next stop.
First stop's Eugene, Oregon, where it really was one of the games of the year. Over the weekend, Oregon beat OSU in an instant classic. Critical play late. Third down stop by Oregon while Ohio State was trying to get into game-winning field goal range. Well, on that third down, they got to stop. The Ducks got to stop, force fourth down. However, there was a flag on the play. 12 men on the field. You might think that's
One too
good.
many.
That's good for Ohio State,
Yeah.
right? Free 5 yards, you get the down back. However, the time came off the clock. Valuable seconds came off the clock that actually hurt Ohio State. They ended up running out of time in that game. When asked about it to the media, head coach Dan Lanning was pretty much asked, did you put that 12th guy on the field on purpose? In a very convoluted and roundabout way, he said, yes, they practiced that. Do you have anything wrong? Is there any problem with an intentional penalty like that for a competitive advantage?
Not only is there nothing wrong with what Dan Lanning did, it's exceptional coaching, and that's what I would want my head coach to be savvy on, right? Do you want Kyle Shanahan, who doesn't know the overtime rules, in the Super Bowl? Or do you want a guy like John Harbaugh or Bill Belichick or probably even Andy Reid at times that finds loopholes in the rules that might feel unfair from the outside looking in, but it's literally by the letter of the law. So it's not circumventing any rules. Also, I wish somebody would have asked Dan Lanning in an honest moment, did you hope more time ticked off the clock on that play in the first place? Because the strategy almost did backfire on Oregon. If Will Howard had enough time and situational awareness and he slides down early enough, they get a field goal, and they got closer in the field goal range with that penalty. Like, it could have worked out for Ohio State. It just was also a blunder on behalf of the quarterback.
Yeah, I like loopholes. I'm a Ravens fan, so I like Jim Harbaugh and his ability to find little kinks in that armor of the NFL rulebook. And it's another example of that. They're changing the rule this week. They are literally changing the rule because of Dan Lanning exploiting it over the weekend in the game that was on a massive national stage. I appreciated it.
Trendsetters. Like, Tina, how do you feel about it's by the letter of the law? Feels a little sketchy though.
When you first were talking about it, I'm like, that seems weird.
Yeah.
But it is savvy.
It's savvy. You got to be innovative, and especially if they're changing the rules afterwards. Oh, before we move to the next stop, by the way, I want y'all to grade this joke I gave to our friend Mike Rizzo, who's on Russo and Rizzo following this show.
Okay, dead silence. Wait.
I saw. Yeah, give me some time here. So I see him from across the way at the Great Chef's Tailgate last night. Thanks again to Brick for hosting us. And I walk up. Of course, I'm feeling myself because I'm emceeing. I'm over here getting jokes off all night. I'm having a good time. I see him with that Ohio State hat on. So I walk over to him and I'm like, yo, Mike, dog, it's good to see you. I'm surprised you're still hanging around here right now. I thought you would have slid out of here early. Right?
It doesn't apply, though. He slid late.
He slid late. I know, but like he learning from, because I'm sure he criticized Will Howard because he didn't slide early. So I'm saying, Mike, I thought you would have learned from y'all's mistakes. I thought you would have slid out of here early, right?
Did he get the joke?
He didn't get it. But
I wouldn't either. It wasn't well executed.
But here's the thing. It was the delivery, though. Here's the thing. When I delivered it to him, it was well enough to get the joke because our guy Mike Jones, who was, and that's literally his name, not the rapper Mike Jones, but our friend here, our teammate here at ESPN West Palm, Mike Jones, who's a Michigan man, or at least a fan of Michigan, he got it instantly. The delivery worked because I was like, I thought you would have slid out of here early, and kind of
Had to be their moment, C-Cat.
It was good. It's a good joke, though. It is a good joke.
That's not for you to decide.
No, as a...
Next stop.
We're going to skip a couple stops. We're going to Pasadena, California, because apparently another rule was exploited in college football, where for USC, the Trojans, apparently you can pay between $1,500 and $2,000 to run out onto the field with the football team when they start the game.
That's nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was a dream come true for a lot of different people that live and breathe everything USC Trojan football. Well, of course, Penn State played USC over the weekend, and Penn State fans are over the top obnoxious. So a Penn State fan who apparently had $1,800 to blow decided, I'm going to do that in all Penn State regalia. So
crazy.
You have all the Trojans being led out onto the field by a dude in white and blue.
That's amazing.
That's an awesome scene. Also a story that he's going to be able to tell for the rest of his life. Totally worth $1,800, by the way.
Totally worth it.
Especially if you have it to spend. That is a great, that's one of the best ways you can spend $1,800.
It's just a troll a school that's not even considered a rival.
Y'all are wasting y'all's time on Twitter trolling, spewing all this hate and whatnot. This is Penn State as would you say they're one of the flag bearers for the Big Ten? They're at least top 5.
tough because they joined late, but they're a national brand.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they are welcoming in USC.
They have Cali boys.
Right. Go into their house, walk into your trap, and take over your trap. Not only is one of our fans going to run out with y'all, take a loophole in your rule, we're also going to plant the flag afterwards, though, James Franklin. That was kind of corny. You interrupted your boy planting that flag. Come on, man. You got to be 10 toes down. Y'all got to be locked in right here. You handle that behind closed doors. You don't do it in front of everybody.
They have since tweaked the rules, USC has, and they say you must be wearing USC regalia.
2 rules changes.
Got to be wearing the red and gold.
That's to get around. Around.
Stop.
And now we're at Duffy's.
Our last stop is Duffy's Sports Grill. Duffy'sMVP.com. Tap in right now. Jump on there. Check out the menu, but also know this: 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day at every single Duffy's location, which they are splattered up and down South Florida. You walk outside, you hook 2 or 3 lefts and a right, and you might just stumble into a Duffy Sports Grill. And when you get there, just know they got a place packed with some amazing new options for football season, including house-made fried pickles, smoked fish dip, gridiron nachos, crispy fried green beans, and loaded barbecue pig skins. That's just some of the food. You also got award-winning burgers and jumbo wings. Duffy's Sports Grill, Duffy'sMVP.com. Pull up, tell them I sent you. 80 or more televisions in every location, so you won't miss a minute of the action. At Duffy's, our game is always on. I need to get to this, though. I need to get to this because I'm not going to skip it on a happy hour with Tina again. I know we're running out of time, C-Cat, but we're not leaving here without getting the last call from Tina, where we toast the good people of Theoretically Speaking, because the people don't come here for me or you, C-Cat. They come for Espresso Martina. What's the last call today, Tina?
Today's last call is focus on controlling what can be controlled.
Come on. That don't resonate with you, C-Cat? I can see the hate in your smirk.
He hates everything about me. He hates that we might have to be a Halloween costume couple with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
A philosopher amongst us, huh?
Yes. I'm going to make C-Cat cringe so much with my last calls. And I love it.
Control
what can
the
be
controllables, or what can be controlled. There's a lot of ways to say it. It's the way to live. If you try to work with beyond your means in that way, you're going to end up tiring yourself out.
Yes.
Spending energy on the wrong stuff, C-Cat. How does that not resonate with you, bro?
It doesn't. I control everything in my life.
Oh, boy.
I'm a puppet master.
That's the happy hour. That's Tina. C-Cat and I on the other side with you on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Mornings. Nope, not my thing. But when I imagine a McDonald's breakfast in my hands, suddenly the snooze button is out of the picture. Now for a limited time, the 2 for $5 mix and match breakfast deal includes the sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, egg McMuffin, or the sausage McMuffin with egg. It's like a fist bump for breakfast that says, you've got this. It's time to gear up and seize the day. The breakfast hype is real. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
Attention chicken lovers, we asked for it and McDonald's came through. Introducing the Chicken Big Mac. Treat yourself to the mouth-watering perfection of a Chicken Big Mac. 2 tender, juicy chicken patties sandwiched between a sesame seed bun, plus classic Big Mac sauce, tangy pickles, crisp lettuce, and a melty slice of American cheese. Hey chicken lovers, we did it. Order ahead in the McDonald's app and save 20% on orders over $10. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through 12/31/24. Participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP. 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
VIP experiences await at South Florida's only PGA Tour event. The Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches is upping the golf game February 27th through March 2nd with new luxury hospitality venues. Host colleagues and clients at the Shoreline Suites. Mingle with friends and family in the 1909 Terrace. Or treat yourself to the ultimate VIP week at the Yellow Flamingo Club. Limited spots remain. Inquire now at thecognizantclassic.com.
My leg! I am not angry. I am in pain. My leg!
Time now for an injury report.
My head and torso! Wow, that's crazy. They hit me everywhere except my legs!
Presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
My leg!
We got an injury that is a line mover, but also could make the wide receiver market in the NFL very interesting, right? The Saints, this tweet by Adam Schefter right here. Saints head coach Dennis Allen ruled out wide receiver Chris Olave for Thursday night's game against the Denver Broncos due to concussion. He also said that wide receiver Rashid Shaheed will undergo surgery on his meniscus. He will now be out as well, but also they're going to find out later if he's going to be out for the season or just for multiple weeks, depending on how that surgery goes. So Derek Carr started the season 2-0, super hot. The Saints have now dropped 4 games, and he just lost his 2 biggest targets. If the Saints want to salvage this season and compete in the NFC South, which is still kind of wide open, they're going to have to probably make a move in the wide receiver market. So when you look at Hopkins, Deontay Johnson, any of these receivers that are available, the Saints are likely going to be a buyer as well if they're serious about winning this season. That's the Baptist Health Orthopedic Care injury report. Whew, that Thursday night football line, I'm curious. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new, less invasive treatments, with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Pull up on me. I'm about to head there right now. It is the Riviera Beach Harbor Ribovich. It's on social media at ESPN West Palm. That's the location, United Way Celebrity Bartending Event. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. Go in love, go in peace, go enjoy.
This is the Delray Beach Open. Don't miss today's top professional tennis stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach. February 7th through 16th. It's 10 days of tennis on the